When I was a law student, I was able to land multiple clerkships, which ultimately got me into the position where I'm at now, working as a law graduate in one of Australia's biggest corporate law firms. And one of the key contributing factors that helped me with all of this was understanding the importance of building an effective resume. Now, first things first, you've got to understand that your resume is essentially your way of selling yourself when you go and apply at other law firms. And ultimately, your resume is the first thing that all law firms see when you submit your application. So it is highly imperative that you get this right. And if you don't follow these steps that I'm going to explain in this video, it will be very hard for you as a law student to break into the legal profession, given how tight-knit and given how competitive the actual industry is. So remember, you've got to treat your resume like you're selling yourself. Like you're selling yourself as to why you should be working at the firm that you're applying for. So what I like to do at the start of my resume, and what I ultimately did, was just obviously have my name and my details at the very top. So just my name and my phone number and my email. And then I would just have two really short, sharp sentences that would really sum up my legal identity and really my core values. And those core values should ultimately align with the firm that you're applying for. It's essentially a professional summary about yourself. One of the values that I really like adding in and I think are really effective are teamwork skills and leadership skills. So if you can make your professional summary around those two key values, that's a really, really good start towards your resume. So the next part of your resume should be your professional experience, and that is just all the past or current jobs that you've been working at. And they don't have to be law related jobs. They can literally just be jobs that you've worked at, maybe just after high school, what you're currently working at, if it's say a sales job. What I did was I coached cricket straight after school, so I did that for 3 years. And then I also worked at a foundation where I would sell membership tickets for. So those were two main key features that I had in my resume when I was early on as a law student. Now the key here is your bullet points, and you should have at least 4 to 5 bullet points. I wouldn't go any more than 5 bullet points. And the start of each bullet point should have an action verb in it. Things like assisted with, collaborating with, maintaining. When you start your words or your bullet points with an action verb, then it really makes what you did more engaging. And the key here is not trying to explain what you did for your job, but really show what you got out of that job. I want to really emphasize real teamwork and collaboration skills, and you should ultimately be able to align that with the firm's values that you're applying for. Remember, you want to frame your experiences at your current or your previous work as value adds rather than just explaining what you did in your day-to-day job. Now, before I touch into your educational experience in your resume, I do have an online community where I personally help law students with things like productivity and fitness. I also help with legal memorandums, how to structure them properly, and how to ultimately get through the clerkship process, where I go through more advanced methods into your resume, your cover letter, your interviewing skills. So if you are interested in leveling up as a law student and also meeting and networking with like-minded individuals that want to level up as law students and be absolute killers in the legal profession, you can join via the top link in the description, or simply just send me a message on my LinkedIn or my TikTok, and I would be more than happy to help. And I've also just recently helped a law student within our community get a clerkship role. So if you would like to be the next person, come join the Fortis Circle, and I'd be more than happy to assist and mentor you. Now, when it comes to your educational experience, you want to list that under your professional experience, and that should simply be where you studied at uni, what your full degree name is. Obviously, if you're watching this, you must be studying law, so you would put your law degree at the top, and then you would maybe put your schooling, your high school education, and you want to list that in chronological order. And some of the key value adds I would add within that is your GPA if it's strong, some of the social clubs or some of the events that you participated in within your university, some of the social clubs that you participate in, those are really good to add in. And even in high school, if you had a leadership position, if you won some awards in high school, those are also some really good things to add in as well. Again, it's all about being able to showcase your teamwork, your leadership skills, and also your academic strength as well, because your grades are very important when it comes to applying for specific roles. It is one of the first things that law firms do look at. But again, it is not the be all and end all, the grades, but it is very important to have. So make sure that you do have good grades and you are working very hard. If you want to check other videos out where I do talk about productivity to help get better results, you can go check out some of my other videos as well. And then after you've talked about your educational experiences in your resume, then you want to move into co-curricular, so things outside of uni that you've done. So for me, when I was a law student, I played social volleyball with my past colleagues. I also played social basketball at my old school. So our school, we had some old boys basketball tournament, and I would participate in that every Thursday as well. I also took part in a Movember challenge with a few of my colleagues as well. So things like that are really good to add in within that extracurricular part of your resume. And again, this highlights who you really are from more of a personal standpoint. And again, like I said, you really want to highlight leadership and teamwork skills. Fundraising events are fantastic to add in as well. I ended up doing a Mother's Day fun run as well. And I also did the Noosa Triathlon a couple of years ago when I was a law student, where we were raising money for a charity as well. So things like that are really good. You don't want to have them generic, like just reading or fitness. These have to be really specific things in that extracurricular part. And then at the very end, you have your references. So include someone that you're currently working with. Maybe it's your line manager or your boss, and maybe someone, a teacher from school is always really good that you had a good relationship with. And also make sure that they are happy to be your referees in your resume as well. And some final tips, you want to keep your resume ideally 1 page, and if you've got more experience, 2 pages maximum. Make sure your formatting is absolutely consistent, clear and concise headings, and make sure that you actually final proofread it properly before you send it through, because at the end of the day, you are applying at a law firm, and if you don't have everything proofread or formatted properly, a part of being a law clerk, getting into a clerkship role or a law graduate, you are doing a lot of the formatting and proofreading stuff. So you've got to make sure that you are getting this right. And so yeah, if you can effectively do all these tips that I've gone through in this video, I guarantee that you will have a very effective resume and you'll be able to progress a lot with your applications going forward and then getting you into the interview. And if you do want to level up, I do have videos on interviewing skills and interviewing techniques. And if you want to further level up and join a like-minded community of other law students, we do go into more advanced interviewing techniques inside the Fortis Circle. So if you do want to check out that, you can click the top link via the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next one.